So what did you miss at Jubilee today? Well, you missed another Sunday of Lent, the preparation for Easter. And today we talked a little bit about fear of the other. Fear of the people who aren't the same as us. We confess that we tend to like things our way. It's easier. We're not afraid we're going to say the wrong thing or be made fun of or offend anybody. We're not too worried when we're with people who, well, look like us, sound like us, eat like us, dance like us, who have a shared history. We relax. And, well, we confess that as much as we relax, we also close ourselves off from diversity, new ideas, new wisdom, new ways to dance, new barbecue. We cut ourselves off and we miss the opportunity to grow and to evolve. We begin to believe that God and all that's precious in this world belongs to us alone. We see through only one lens. But when we open ourselves up, well, we discover all new expressions of wonder and the holy, new ways to experience and talk about God. We discover that we're not the center of the universe, and it's so freeing and glorious to be part of something bigger than ourselves. When we open ourselves up to the other, we discover a broad, vast network of brothers and sisters, of siblings, a network that connects us all to creation and to God. So yeah, we confessed that, and then we asked for help. That's a lot of what we did today too. We talked about asking for help. We read from Numbers the story of the Exodus and how the people were being bitten by snakes, and that they complained that some of them were dying. What are they going to do? And Moses went to God and said, what am I going to do? And God said, well, put a big bronze snake on a stick, and if everybody looks up at it, they will be saved from the snakes. And we wondered, what in the heck could that possibly mean? And I wondered, perhaps it's not an idol, perhaps it's not a metaphor, perhaps it's God's way of saying to the people, face your problems. You're being bitten by snakes? Don't imagine that I sent them to punish you. Your problem is snakes. So stay away from the snakes. Wear big shoes. The message for us is not to deny, but in fact confront what our issues are. Not to imagine that, it's not about too many guns, it's about mental health. Not to imagine, it's not that the government's let us down. No, it is that we've let ourselves down. Confront the issue and don't obfuscate. Don't refer your anger elsewhere. Confront the problem and deal with it. Yeah, it's all well and good. The Bible story, they looked at that snake and it was okay. But that brings us to the rest of the readings we heard today. We heard Jesus, we heard Paul writing to the Ephesians, and we heard about grace. You know, it's funny. We like to live in a fair society, and so we say to ourselves, to each other, well, I'll meet you halfway, as if that is the ideal way to do things. I'll meet you halfway. If you ask me for forgiveness, I will forgive you. And so I'll sit back and wait for the right apology, presented sincerely, presented properly, and then I'll meet you halfway and forgive you. Grace is when I go more than halfway. Grace is when I don't wait for your apology, or I accept a poor apology, but in fact I am prepared to reach out and forgive you, or perhaps even ask for forgiveness. Grace is when I'm willing to go more than halfway and come to meet you where you need me to meet you, because you can't get out of your house because you're grieving, or you're hurting, or you're angry, or you just haven't figured out how to do it yet. So rather than waiting for you to meet me halfway, I come to where you are. And the grace that we talk about that comes from God, that holy grace, that's where God comes to us where we are because we need God. Not because we deserve it, not because we've negotiated it, not because we have complained the longest and the loudest, but because we have simply acknowledged our need, faced our snakes and said, God, help me. We shared stories of when that help's arrived and how that's help's arrived, how it arrives in the faces of loved ones, the hands of strangers, the hopes that are shared. That's what we did today. We acknowledged that we are afraid of the other and also how much we need the other. We acknowledged how much we can do, but we also recognized how much we can't do and how we need grace from each other, but mostly from God. That's what we did today. And that's what you can do, even if you're not with us. Recognize those times that you have gone more than halfway. Recognize those times that you've needed someone to come more than halfway. And recognize that, in fact, that is what God does. Meets us where we are, in whatever state we're in. We simply need to begin by acknowledging the need, facing the snake, looking up, and discovering we're not alone. You can do that. And until we see you again, I hope you do keep doing that. But boy, it'd be good to see you soon. God bless.